Welcome back to the Level 7 Omega Protocol Mission 1 playthrough. Just a couple of quick things. Last time I had mentioned with a little bubble pop-up note that our rifleman moved diagonally twice, which actually had him placed here. He can't do that on a single turn. He can only move diagonally once, so I place him back here to rectify that. The other thing is, once the office space is revealed, there is an event that takes place. And basically the event says that all of the abilities that spawn clones for the Overseer are reduced by 1 to a minimum of 1. So what that means is to spawn the clone flankers or the clone reinforcements, instead of the printed cost on the Overseer card being 4 and 2 respectively, it would actually now be 3 and 1. So that's just a couple clarifications. So where we last left off, we have the sentry gun is in guard mode. We have 4 adrenaline left in the rifleman. He might be able to take a shot, and now it is the Overseer's turn to go. He has 19 adrenaline to spend. Let's have a look at his control panel and see what he's going to do. So I've just marked here on the control panel on the clone flankers and the clone reinforcements where we bring clones into the game. I just put a damage token on each one just as a reminder of the special event that now that the office has been found, so this cost of 4 here is going to be 3 and this cost of 2 will be 1. So now that we have 19 adrenaline to spend, what are we going to do? Well, I think the first thing the Overseer is going to do is activate the clone flanker's ability, and that says spawn up to 2 clones at a vent. Well, we do now have a vent available. So the cost is 4, but because of the special event that's taken place, the office being found, we will put 3 in here. It only costs 3 to actually do that. So we will take 2 clones and we will place them near or on, adjacent to or on the vent. So I've opted to take 2 of the warrior clones and spawn them on or adjacent to the vent. So here is our vent marker. I'm going to spawn one here, and I'm going to spawn one here. Now, as I previously mentioned, when you spawn from a vent or an entry zone for the clones, they are considered to have moved. So they actually move from the vent. I'm assuming the vents are on the ceiling and they drop down into position. Now, because we have the sentry drone in active guarding mode, if anything moves into its line of sight and weapon range, it can take a shot at them. So one of these drones, as it drops down from the vent, is going to be shot at by the sentry drone. And the sentry drone has 2 red dice and 3 black dice. It has a range of 8, which is clearly within 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, only 7 away. So he will shoot at this clone right here. So the sentry drone, like I said, gets 2 red, 3 black. It does not get the special ability because it's not a commando from the team leaner. So let's go ahead and roll up the dice for the sentry drone and see if it can take one of these guys out. They only have a defense of 3. 2, 3, 4, 5 hits. The sentry drone does its job and blows away the warrior clone. And I've removed the little wound marker off of the sentry drone to indicate it is no longer in guarding mode. Now the rifleman does have 4 adrenaline left. He can try to spend it to shoot at this drone if it moves into its line of sight, which it has moved. However, it's so far away, his range with his weapon is only 5. So 1, 2, 3, he's nowhere near close enough. So that's going to be the sort of the beginning of the Overseer placing clones on the board. So this clone now, we're going to activate it. And to activate a clone, it costs 1 adrenaline. So, and I'll just show you the card here. If we look at the warrior clone's card, you can see in the upper right hand corner is a 1. That is the cost to activate a move attack action. So I'm spending the 1, and this is going to go to the bank, and away it goes, for him to make a ranged attack. Now his range is 6, and you can only count a diagonal once when you're calculating range for shooting. So he definitely has line of sight. He's going to be shooting at the reconnaissance man, recon guy, and it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Sorry, 1, 2, 3. Do that again. 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, because you can only use diagonal once. Now one of them, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, strangely enough passes through this red space. So there are 3 paths that are 6 spaces away. One of them passes through a wall space, so he is considered to have cover. Now it doesn't look like it in strictly miniature gaming rules. It really doesn't look like he has cover. But for purposes of the game, because one of the paths of 6 distance passes through a wall, he actually has cover. So he's going to roll 3 black dice for his attack. And his defense now, with his cautious stance, his ranged defense is 3, but it's going to be 4. So let's see if the drone, or the clone, can hit our recon specialist. And 2 hits is not enough. So he just does his blaster fire, and away it goes. And I probably did this wrong. Because he has the seeker effect, which means if he did not move, and because we're in a different phase now of the Overseer's turn, he is considered to have not moved, because we moved from the using the dashboard ability phase to now activating the clone phase. So he's not moved, so he can use his seeker ability. It says if this figure does not move this turn, it can make an attack against a target within the range of this weapon, ignoring line of sight. Well, therefore, our reconnaissance man here would not have had a 4 defense, but a 3. However, he only rolled 2 anyway. Now, if there's a rules clarification by anyone out there for that one, feel free to post it and let me know. But I'm deeming, because we're at a different phase of the Overseer's turn, although it does say turn, and he's considered to have moved out of the vent this turn. So it's a little confusing. However, he doesn't hit anyway. But the Overseer has an awful lot of adrenaline tokens left, and I'm sure he can do something else. Let's take a look at the dashboard again. Here we are back at the dashboard, and I'm going to use one of my favorite abilities that the Overseer has, and that's Cave In. And it costs 10 adrenaline to use. Now it says interrupt, which the way I interpret the rules means you can play this on the commando's turn, but you can also play it as a dashboard ability. It doesn't restrict it to being only played on the commando's turn. So what it means is you place 2 rubble markers on any tile, at least 2 spaces apart, and not in the same space as a wall, figure, combatant marker. Any figure adjacent to the rubble marker, when it is placed, suffers a melee attack of 3 black dice. And it says abilities cannot prevent this attack or modify the figure's stats in response to it. So what that means is the team leader's ability to not be attacked when he's adjacent to another player is not going to come into effect. And the reconnaissance person's ability, survivalist, saying he does not take any damage from map elements, also is not going to come into effect, because he can't use any abilities. So these are the, we'll call them rubble markers. They are 1 by 2 squares size, and they cannot be placed within one space. They have to be 2 spaces apart. So I'm going to put the 10 adrenaline in here to denote that we'll use this ability. And now let's go place these rubble markers. So the commandos thought they were getting off easy. Well, as the door opened and shorted out here, and the base is in terrible shape, down comes part of the ceiling and beams falling down, and I'm going to place, I'm going to place 1 of the rubble markers here as I knock over my figures, because it's going to be adjacent to 3 figures. And I'm going to place the other one, I guess, back here, which is going to be adjacent to the team leader, because we don't want to leave him out. So basically what this means is, because each one of the figures is adjacent to those tiles, they are all going to take a black 3 attack, melee attack. So let's just start. First thing we'll look at is, we'll take a look at the sentry drone. His melee defense is 3, so let's see what we get. We get nothing. So the sentry drone is not hit by any flying debris from this cave-in. Let's do the reconnaissance specialist. His defense melee is 3. And we have 2, 3. So he actually takes a bit of a beating from the, he dodged the shocked door, but he's going to take a wound for the cave-in. He could take 5 wounds before he's knocked out. Let's now go to the rifleman, see if we can hit him. His melee defense at cautious advance is also 3. 1, 2, 3. All right, the overseer's smiling now, which I guess is me, and I'm playing the commando. So the rifleman also takes 1 damage from that, and now let's see if the team leader is going to dodge out of the way or whether he's going to get hit as well. And now his melee defense for the commanding stat card is only 2. And 1, 2. The team leader also takes a damage, so good turn for the overseer. Now that leaves the overseer with 5 adrenaline left in his pool. And I believe that now finishes off the overseer's turn. If we look at the, we've done dashboard abilities, we've activated enemies, and I guess I did that in the wrong order. If you look at the order, and here's how you learn how to play the game, by doing it incorrectly. If you look at the overseer phase, it says refresh the dashboard, which we didn't need to do because we hadn't spent any tokens. Then it says dashboard abilities. That's the next thing, which would have been spawning the clones and doing the cave-in. Then I should have done the clone attack afterwards, which is activate enemies. So I did it before, which was incorrect, but I will learn that for next turn. And the last thing is discard adrenaline. And what that means is we have to, if we had more than 10 adrenaline left in the pool, we would have to discard down to 10. So if I had 14 in there, 4 of them would go back to the bank. Anyway, that is the end of the overseer turn. We've put some damage on every one of the commandos. The sentry drone, though, we couldn't crush. We have a warrior in place, and next turn we will go back to the commandos and see if they can maybe make their way to the office and download that important data. Join me next time for turn 5.